going on? YouTube or chat, whatever you want to call yourself. Oh God, I got some hair in my mouth. Oh crap. Just cord just now. Give me 1 second. Oh God. Okay. Okay. All right. Turn this light back off. I'm about to go on my first round for the night. Um, I'll leave my coffee in here. It's kind of hot and humid today. Hmm. I know I got this. Hold on. I got this thing right here. The fuck is he doing back here? Why is he over there? What the fuck? This truck supposed to be over the truck on the other side of. Let me go over there and see what he got going on. Yo, I got this baton right here. It's actually a flashlight. I had it actually, but it's a flashlight and it's actually a gun because make sure it's charged up real quick. You can recharge it actually right here. You can charge from right here. And I got it because, well, I've been had it. See, watch this. I got it because I was walking one day and I saw these two really really big dogs out, and I just happened to have enough space between me and the animals and me and the dogs, and and I was kind of worried that I might roll up on these two big dogs, and I didn't know what their temperament was, so yeah. Your boy needs something to keep him safe just in case. They were like two, it was a German Shepherd and like a Rottweiler. So I was like, you know what? Just in case these dogs roll up on me again, somebody's getting zapped. Because I'm not going to get caught slipping. So I got a flashlight and a stun gun in one. So just in case, you never know. I mean, it might be night. Why the fuck is he over here, bro? Nah, fam. See, I gotta close this gate. Let me tell this guy. He shouldn't be over here. That's gonna come back on me. Let this guy know. Give me 1 second, y'all, okay? I gotta see why this driver is parked down here on the side of the, he shouldn't be down here. He's supposed to be down there. I mean, I don't think he is. I mean, they don't communicate sometimes well, so. Alright, I am back, you guys. I'm just waiting for this truck to come through here. It should have enough space. Yeah. 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 Give me 1 second, y'all. Just making sure this guy gets settled in here good. He's parking and backing up beside these trucks over here. Because if they don't park in the right position and stuff like that, you know, they'll start complaining and why they parked over there. And so, you know, anyway, just give me a second. Why the fuck is this recording? I really don't know. All right. He's good. Got my tour going. All right, so yeah, I forget honestly what I was even talking about. I actually had a topic in mind, but I kind of forget what it was. It was a really good topic. That's how easily I get distracted, you know. But I want to say the topic had something to do with I'm very passionate about anything now dealing with, you know, hold on 1 second, y'all.
Come here, unload. So I come down. I don't take that fourth entryway.
Yeah, that side's supposed to be closed. I was gonna go close it just now until like 6 a.m. or 5:30 a.m. But
so come down this road, down here, and then over here, right?
Where you trying to go to?
I mean, like for future reference.
Yeah.
Come down that road down there, all the way to the end.
What? Okay.
Right. And then come down here, make another right, and then come in.
If you're coming from this way, you can just come all the way around, and the road will come all the way over here. And normally, they park right here, so it'll come all the way down here, and then you come in this side. Or they park on that side sometime, but normally they like them to park over here because the office is right there beside that sign that says SO1.
Okay.
So there, you can park over there, but when it's time to open up to sign in, you have to come in right here first to sign in.
Okay.
Where that door is at right there.
That's where the receiving is going to be.
Yes, sir.
But what I'm saying, I'm coming through your guard gate right there.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Come through that road, then come around and come out through there. Okay.
Yeah, it goes around if you need to turn around or something like that. But it'll go. You can come that way. It goes all the way around. But if you're coming from this road right here, typically they'll come to the roads right here.
Yeah.
And come to this. It's 2 entrances. We have the first entrance right here. Yeah. And you got the second entrance right here.
Okay.
So you can come in either way, but that side is normally locked this time of night. I was going to go lock it just now.
Okay.
That side is normally locked. So like 6 or 5:30 a.m.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And that's going to be where the receiving over there?
Yes, sir. The receiving office is right.
SO1 right there.
Yes, sir.
That little window.
Yep. It should be like a little sign or something right there that says receiving sign in here for drivers.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that building theirs too?
I've been wondering that myself. I'm not sure. I don't know because this is a brand new building right here.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm not sure if they own that one too. I see guys down there sometimes, but you're here for Nissan, right? Nissan, Nissin.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what that building is down there. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay. We haven't been here long, you know. So this is a pretty new site for us as well.
Yeah. I know that some of the bigwigs from Japan are coming down here to inspect it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not sure. That's a good question. I was wondering that myself. Is that their building too? I don't know.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thanks again.
No problem. Kind of got distracted again just now. Um, yeah, um, some big wigs or big bosses coming down here to inspect, I guess, the site tomorrow. I ain't gonna be here, so I don't give a shit. I don't like when the big bosses come to the companies because everybody gets all on pins and needles whenever, it's time for the big bosses to come in. Everybody's all trying to be on their best behavior and, look their best. So I don't normally like to be here when like big bosses come, which I have been at different sites and different jobs, but I prefer not to be because again everybody is super on edge. They don't want anybody to find anything bad, or they don't want nothing to be out of order, and any little thing that you do can be a huge deal, while the big bosses are visiting, so typically I don't really like to be here when they have like, the big managers and stuff visiting or inspecting the site, because I just don't like the energy. I mean, I get it. I understand the energy. It's got a lot to do with, making sure everything is how it's supposed to be. But I just don't like the feeling of, being on pins and needles, and, I don't prefer it basically. But it is what it is. It's part of like business. It's part of, the corporate world. But like I said, I just try to avoid situations like that the best I can if I'm able to. But sometimes you can't though. Like I said, I've been at jobs where I've had to be there when they've had these big corporate bosses and stuff like that, inspect the site. So, and I'm able to adapt to any situation if I have to, But anyway, back to the video. So, yeah, this video was basically pretty much, like I was just saying recently, I forget what it's about, but because when I started the video, I kind of had to stop what I was doing and go take care of that driver down there because he was parked on the wrong side. So I had to direct him to the right parking area. So I kind of lost my train of thought completely. I lost the whole topic of this live stream. So I'm kind of struggling to remember what it was that I had planned on talking about. Whew, I'm out of breath. I just got done coming from the gym as well. I went to the gym before I came here. So I'm kind of a little bit out of breath still. And I'm still like, my whole eating pattern is still changing. And I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm doing a whole lot of different weird shit right now. Like I'm trying to like really change a lot about my habits. Not for really any reason in particular, just because, just for something to do. A lot of things that I do now, it's not even really a discipline thing. It's literally just, I'm bored. I am bored. A lot of people like to preach about, being disciplined and growth and stuff like that. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of the things that I was doing, that I thought I was doing to be more disciplined, and for what people label, for growth and stuff like that. I'm like, if I'm being really honest about it, I had some other ulterior egotistical reason behind it, probably, or that was at least part of my motivation. And I find myself right now in a place of I feel like I'm waking up out of a dream of what I thought life was about and what I thought really mattered. And even so, like what a lot of my motivations aren't anymore. So a lot of the things that I was doing that because of certain things that were motivating me that no longer motivate me anymore. So a lot of those things I was doing, I was motivated from things that no longer really have any relevance to me, if that makes any sense. So now I'm kind of trying to figure out like what really matters to me. Like why try hard at anything? What's the point to anything? And so like that's where I'm at right now, where I'm kind of trying to figure out and ask myself, like, what is the point of putting basically effort into really anything? I struggle with that question because, again, a lot of the things that I was motivated by, as of recently and lately, are no longer my motivation and no longer have really any relevance to anything. It was kind of like an illusion, basically. I think men in general, we're motivated in a lot of our efforts. And the fuck is that? That snake skin? I don't know. Anyway, I feel like a lot of the motivation behind men becoming extremely successful in their life has a lot to do with, women, sex, and family, and people they'll deny this, but I feel like men, we are conditioned to go out and work hard so that we can provide and take care of women and a family. Like, I can remember when I was younger, my mother used to always say something like, what are you going to do when you have your own family? Like, it was ingrained in me that I had to go out, get a job, work hard so that I could be able to take care of a family and a woman. Like, that was the reason that, I had to go to school and get a job and start making money and get a car. And, nobody ever said anything about, you should do it to, I don't know, figure out what makes you happy. You should do it to be able to feed yourself. You should do it to be able to travel, or, nobody ever said that. It was always, what are you going to do when you have your own family? So I think that's pretty much and I'm not saying that is what it should be. I'm not saying that is what your motivation should be for wanting to do good in life and be successful. I'm just saying, like, that is what men in general, I think on a pretty universal stage, like, that is kind of like what we are primed to live by, like, to basically make us That's basically what drives most men. I'll put it that way. Um, Now the question comes: if you are a man in this day and age, and you kind of come to the realization that you know this whole idea of your purpose as a man is to work hard for a woman and a family to take care of and provide for that. I don't know about other men, but I personally am coming to the the truth and the realization that that is not really true. Like, basically, if you are a man and you do all the things that you're told that a man is supposed to do, meaning you work hard, you're successful, you find a woman, you take care of that woman, y'all have kid or kids, you start a family, and you do all the things that a man is supposed to do. I mean, perfectly. Monetarily, you keep your health up, you keep your you keep yourself looking good, you stay in shape, you stay sexy, your sex game is good, you know, you're attractive, you're tall and dark and handsome or whatever the fuck. You check all these check boxes on this list of what a man is supposed to be. You're consistent, you're masculine, you know, you can lead, you can protect, you can whoop somebody's ass. I mean, basically everything a man's supposed to be. And I do mean everything. And somehow that still isn't enough. See, the internet is a thing where you get the whole story. You see things as they really are. Now, granted, there can be false narratives that are shown on the internet as well. I get that. That is true. But you also see a lot of the things that you would have never seen before the internet was as popular as it is now. You get to see both sides of the so-called story. Before, it was just, we were told as men that if you were a real man and did all these things, well, then that earned you a good woman, a good life, a family, basically the American dream: the house, the car, the kids, the dog, a beautiful woman that's loyal, respects you. But now that we have the internet, we're seeing that that's not necessarily the case, because we're seeing that men that are intelligent, hardworking, driven, motivated, they make good decisions, they're successful financially, they're attractive physically, no homo. They keep themselves in shape. They've, have a successful business or multiple businesses. They got the house, they got their car, they got the credit. They're paying all the bills. They're a provider, they're a protector, they're tall, Because a lot of people like to say, well, maybe it's just you because you're not attractive, or you're ugly, or you're broke, or you're not masculine, or there's just something wrong with you because you're getting those results. But no, the internet is showing how lots of men across the spectrum are coming to the realization that they can do all the right things as a man that women claim that they want to. That they can do all these things, and now, for whatever reason, a woman just wakes up one day and says, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not happy. I want out. Or she cheats, or she wants a divorce, or she just decides that she wants to just start fucking other people again. You know what I'm saying? And you did all the things as a man that society told you you were supposed to do, but somehow it's still like not enough. For some reason, it's not enough. Because we are seeing that for whatever reason, apparently women still feel like they're unhappy and there's something missing. You don't know how many videos I've listened to of men that basically let me get this gate real quick. Hold on 1 second, okay? Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I've seen so many different videos of men, like the level or the point that I'm trying to get at. There's men that are already there. I'm talking about my fitness goals, my financial goals. You know, they're already there. They look better than me. You know what I'm saying? And they're still having the problems that I'm having, and I'm thinking that I'm having the problems that I'm having because I don't have enough money, or I'm not rich, or I'm just not attractive enough, or tall enough. But these are guys that look way better than me, that have way more money than me, and they're still having the same problems that I'm having. I'm talking about good looking dudes, no diddy. So I'm like, so it's not just me. It's not just that I'm just not attractive enough. It's not just that, because I don't make, 6 figures a year. It's not just me. These other dudes, granted, I'm sure it's probably easier for them than me, but they're saying a lot of the same things that I'm saying and other guys like me are saying. So it's not just that I'm just sorry, because I'm actually a very hardworking man. I do a lot when I'm not working here in my other job. I'm either door dashing or, doing some kind of side gig or something like that. I just got a check in the mail the other day for like $400 just for just other random shit. You know what I'm saying? So I got other ways that income comes to me, but it's just, I'm trying to get something that can allow me to really live the lifestyle that I want to live, and my current endeavor is, with my clothing brand and just a lot of this different kind of creative stuff that I'm about to be doing. It's just, I had some issues. There were some supply chain issues. And so I'm not really able to do that stuff right now because I did some maintenance work on my bike, and the parts that I needed to do maintenance on it, there's a supply chain issue. So like those parts have been on hold for like a month basically. But after those parts get here and I start riding on both my bikes on a regular basis, I'm going to really start doing some really cool promotional stuff just with the whole stunt life motorcycle scene and kind of getting into that, and using that as a marketing tool to kind of, boost my, to help me to basically get in front of people more, to kind of boost my brand up and promote it. So, it's just a lot of stuff has been kind of just randomly happening to where it's kind of slowing the process down, but I'm still moving forward and doing what I can do to kind of keep the process going. So, but anyway, back to the point. Hold on one second, y'all. I can't hold both at the same time, the camera and the phone, and lock this gate. Oh, I hate this shit. All right. All right, so I'm back. So, like I was saying, a lot of the motivation of me was, and I know a lot of people are going to say, you shouldn't be doing it for somebody else, and it should be all about you. And it's like, I don't really feel that way. I feel like life, everyone says that, life is supposed to be about, you, and I don't really resonate with that. I do believe that times of solitude are good for you, but for me personally, my beliefs don't resonate with, it's all about just making your life great for you. It's like, let's say like when I do get to this point of success and I'm able to travel and do the things that I want to do. Traveling and seeing new places is great. It's wonderful. But for me also too, starting out, it might be fun doing it alone. But even when it comes to stuff like that, I feel like if you just keep doing that stuff on your own, eventually traveling and seeing new places on a consistent basis by yourself, it's going to get old. I feel like the best experiences in life are way better when you have someone to share those experiences with. And some people might say, well, that's, your happiness about somebody else. And that way, I just feel like we emphasize this whole lifestyle of, seclusion and being alone way, way, way too much. Again, I believe that solitude at times can be good for you, but I feel like too much solitude can be very, very detrimental to your mental health, your social skills, your ability to communicate effectively, to communicate romantically with a woman. I just don't think that we are meant to be alone for long, long periods of time. I don't think that is good for our social, mental, and spiritual health. That's just my opinion. That's just me. I just see so many people, promoting this, be happy by yourself. You got to learn how to be by yourself. It's like, yeah, I mean, that's cool. But at some point, you're going to want some level of companionship, in your life. It's not good to just be alone indefinitely unless you just want to be. Now, if you just want to be alone, that's different. But I think in a general sense, most people don't want to be alone. I think what's become common today is a lot of people, they have the label of being single, but they're not actually single though. a lot of times today, people will say they're single, but they're entertaining multiple people romantically in their lives. You know, so when a lot of people, or even women, say they're single, or they don't want to be in a committed relationship, what they're really saying is, I don't want to commit to one person sexually. I want to get the benefits of having a man in my life, but I don't want to have the commitment and the responsibility of being accountable to one person. You know, I want to have sex. I want to have male company, but I don't want to be limited to just one man. You know, I don't want to have to turn down, you know, a potential sexual partner because I'm in a relationship with somebody. So it's like women are basically getting all the benefits of a relationship. They're getting sex, they're getting male attention, but they're not in a relationship. You get what I'm saying? And that sucks because there's so many men out here that are basically not getting that, and they're looking for an actual relationship. But women, for whatever reason, they're okay with just kind of, basically having sex with multiple men and not committing to any of them. So the whole dating dynamic, the whole the whole dating dynamic right now is kind of, in my opinion, messed up because men, and for the most part, women are just looking for sex, or they're looking for resources. This is what I'm seeing. Men are actually looking for commitment. Women are just looking to feel, excited, or looking for help, right? And some men are too, but for the most part, in general, men are trying to find women to date, to have kids with, to have a family with. And most women today, they already either have kids and they don't want any commitment. They don't want to be held down by one man. They just want to have, fun. And these are older women. These are women like their 40s and late 30s and 40s and 50s and even some in their 60s. Women today, they do not want to be committed to one man. They do not want to have one man that they are committed to. They want to have the benefits and the loyalty, and they want men to be financially committed to them, but they want to have the ability to, again, entertain multiple men at the same time. This is why most people today, they say, oh, I don't want a relationship. I don't want nothing serious. It's because they're only looking for the physical part of the relationship. They're not looking for any of the deep things that actually, build a strong bond between a man and a woman. And that's why, in my opinion, this is why it's so hard to date, because nobody's actually looking for love. Everybody's just looking for resources or just strictly sex. And these are things that are basically built off of superficial things. Nothing is real anymore. Nothing is real. And this comes back to, why I kind of just feel like a lot of my motivation for wanting to, get to that next level financially, it's just not there anymore, And again, I know people are going to say, oh, well, you should just do it for you, and it shouldn't be about a woman. But it definitely is, though. And I'm not ashamed to say that. It definitely is, or it was. And that was I would say 70 to 80% of what my motivation is and was for trying to, level up in my life. And I don't think it's anything wrong with that. Like, you should want to do better for your potential future partner and offspring. Because why? What other reason is it? Like, if you're not, like, everybody that's successful right now, literally everybody that is successful right now. I just watched an interview from Gervonta Davis, and he's about to be fighting Jake Paul. Now, Jake Paul, he is not a seasoned boxer. And honestly, from what I have seen about, you know, fighters that are at Gervonta Davis's, level of, experience, he don't even want to even get in a ring with people like Jake Paul. You can tell that this is strictly about money, because real boxers, real fighters, they don't even believe that certain fighters deserve the right to even fight them if they haven't rose through the rankings of their opponents. In other words, you have to earn the right to even fight certain level of fighters. And Jake Paul, he's just basically like some, he's new to boxing. He is not a seasoned boxer. And no disrespect to him, because he's trying to, just get in where he fits in and make a name for himself. But he hasn't been doing it long enough to really earn any real respect in the boxing world. You have to earn respect. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Tank Davis, or Gervonta Davis, is fighting Jake Paul, but it's literally just for money. It's probably a rigged fight. But in this interview, Gervonta Davis said he's literally doing it for his family. That's why he's doing it. For the money and to make sure that his family is good. He doesn't even really believe that Jake Paul even deserves to even really be in the ring with him. But more than likely, what the fight is going to pay out, he's like, you know what? I'll do it. It's business. It's just business. At the end of the day, it's business. So, like, that's what I mean. Like, most people's motivation in life, it should not be them. It should be their family, their wife, their kids, their community. Everybody has this mindset of, oh, it should just be about you. You shouldn't do it for anybody else. It's like, I don't really care that much. After I have everything I literally need, what do I care? This is why, like, there's so many celebrities that are unhappy, because they're rich. They've got the money. They got the car. They got the women or the groupies, but they don't have any real long-lasting connections, like a good woman that's really there for them. They don't have their own family. They were sold this lie of, oh, if I get rich, I'll be happy. And they realize that it's not just, that's not it. That's not it. All right. Close. So anyway, sorry for the bad camera service. I'm working and walking at the same time, y'all. But y'all can still hear me though. But my whole point is, so many people kind of, again, they kind of, what the hell is that? Oh, okay, so that's the flagpole. So many people, they they emphasize, you know, just being successful just for like, you know, I don't know, like the sport of it or something. And I'm just like, that's not why I'm doing this, you know? So again, you know, I'm at this place in my life where I'm just really trying to figure out like what is driving me to really accomplish anything, because I am moving, you know, I am accomplishing things behind the scenes, but I'm just like, why am I really doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been asking myself, like, why does it matter so much to me if a lot of the things that was motivating me before, I'm just realizing like that world was never really real. You know, for example, like I feel like women don't really appreciate a lot of the things that men do, you know? And I kind of feel like we as men, and this is going to come off pretty bad, but I feel like we as men really should just kind of back off from a lot of the things that we do as men, because I just feel like most of the things, at least nowadays, that men do when it comes to women, it's not even really appreciated. Like, I think that the things that we as men do is taken for granted, like so much. You know, I watch content every day of men that have worked hard to get a house, and you know, they've gotten married and they've been married for like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years. And one day, like, their wife is just like, you know, I don't want to be with you no more. And a lot of times, like, these men have spent so much time, you know, investing in the family and the woman and the children. And one day, out of nowhere, it's just like she just decides she doesn't want to do it anymore. You know? So it's like, as a man, when you do all the right things, and me, when I see other men that do all the right things and have reached this point of success that I'm trying to reach right now by working really hard and being positive, I'm trying to get there so I can get what he has. You know, that relationship, that family. And I'm realizing, like, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's not real. So that was my motivation as a man, to try hard and succeed and overcome all of my own mental barriers. So as a man, like, what is supposed to motivate me to want to strive to do better? You know, I'm not saying that I'm going to just, you know, not do what I'm supposed to do in life, but I'm saying, like, to go extra hard and accomplish big things that are hard, you need something that is motivating you, you know? And I don't know what that thing is anymore. You know, I really don't. I don't know what is supposed. So I'm not motivated by money in itself. You know, I'm not motivated by money, because the only reason why most men want more money is because of women. See, it comes back to that. We keep taking for granted that most of the things that men do that involve hard work and perseverance and overcoming hardships and mental barriers, it's kind of centered around women and family and children. Again, because what other reason is there to do it? I could easily not do what's hard. Why would I do what's harder if it's not for something that really matters? Like, who wants to work harder for no reason? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is driving men today to go the extra mile when they don't have to? You know, why pay the extra money of getting a house if you're never going to really need a house? You know, I don't know. I don't know if it's just me that thinks like this, but I'm just really struggling with, and again, I still work very hard. I work very hard on my brand. There's so many things I'm working on that I haven't released yet because I'm trying to just get a whole bunch of designs done at one time before I actually release them. But I just wonder why I'm doing all this. I really do. I really do. I'm saving all this money. You know, I'm staying up late, getting off work from working third shift, and I'm trying to, work hard on getting stuff done, getting hardly no sleep, just so I can work on my brand, work on my clothes. I'm just like, why am I doing this? And I do enjoy making designs because people say things like, oh, well, you should only do it if you're passionate about it. I do. I am. There's a level of passion I have for making clothing designs. But then it's just like, it kind of comes and goes, It's not like the passion never really stays. I don't think anything passionate stays. It kind of comes and then it goes. It's something fun to do sometimes. But I'm never like just in this constant state of like, oh, I want to just do this all the time, every day. It's like, no, like sometimes it you know what I think it is for me? For me, I think it's more of a thing of I do it when I'm bored. I do it because, I'm not really around anybody else right now. It's just something that I do to kind of take up my free time, And then sometimes it kind of does feel like, I have some level of passion for it and, I really do enjoy it that much. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I could easily just not do any of these things and be just fine because it's not like it's necessary for me to, like, I have a pretty easy life right now. Like, even though I don't get paid that much, my life is pretty easy right now. Like, I work more than what I want to, but look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm doing right now. I'm literally just walking around making a video. I don't have any kids. I don't have a wife or girlfriend, at least not right now. And I'm literally just walking around making a video and getting paid. To me, that's a pretty easy lifestyle. It's easy. It's easy money. Even if I don't get paid that much, it's still easy. And I could easily live like this and not do anything else and still over time save money and experience a relatively comfortable life. I'll still eat every day. I'll have a car, and depending on how I do things, I'll have a house pretty soon too. I can get a house right now. I got enough money saved up. It's just the reason I haven't gotten a house yet is because I'm like, I don't really need the extra payments and the interest. Again, it comes back to like, what is your motivation? I live so much cheaper right now just staying in my RV. $400 a month. And that's basically it. I buy some propane every now and then, that's $15. And I get some gas for my generator. And that's basically it. So it's just like, why give that up to pay like at least what, $2,000 plus electric plus water plus cable? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna work harder, it's gotta be for a reason. It's gotta be for a reason. And all I'm saying is, I feel like me and most men, we're asking ourselves, why not just live on some, you know, YOLO type energy? Because this whole idea of being a disciplined man, if there's not really any reward or any motivation behind doing hard things, why are we really doing them? I could easily just invest that money and do things that just are fun to me and entertaining. You know what I'm saying? I'll still get there, but it's like I don't have to get there sooner because I don't really have any real responsibilities. I have to, like, I don't have to buy a house. I don't have to have good credit right now. I don't have to, worry about anybody else but me right now. Like, I can buy a second motorcycle right now. You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't really hurt me. So I'm just questioning so much right now. Like, why? It's just a lot. Because again, I was fed this, and like many other men, we were fed these ideas about being a man means this. Being a man means putting a woman before yourself, sacrifice, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, it's all a lie. It's all a lie. It's like waking up out of a dream and realizing, and when you see how things actually are and how things really work, it's like the most trippy thing ever. Like, that's what it feels like. And it's kind of like you're just kind of left with this feeling of like, well, damn, like if I was literally living by everything that I thought was true, that I was told, that I really truly did believe, it's like, well, damn, what can I believe? Who can I believe? And I'm coming to the realization of the only thing that I can really believe, the only person that I can really believe is myself. Is myself. There's no really any other real truth outside of one's own truth. There was once upon a time that I believed that my religion of Jehovah's Witnesses was the one and only real truth in this existence. I no longer believe that. I no longer believe that. Like, I know in my heart that I will never be truly a Jehovah's Witness again. I haven't told my family this yet, but I think it's kind of starting to set in with them. I think they're kind of starting to realize that as much as they want me to go back to that religion, I'm not going back. I mean, I can pretend and fake, but at the end of the day, I don't really believe those things anymore. Even if I really wanted to, I don't believe it no more. There has came a time in my mind or consciousness where I have surpassed that box of, limited perspective or perception. And it's like once you break out of a certain box of thinking or ideologies or thinking, you really can't go back to only seeing things that one way. I tried to. I did try to, and it didn't work. So, it's like that. I tried to go back to seeing dating and relationships and women and just life in general the way that I once did before I had this awakening, this spiritual awakening. I have tried to go back to looking at women and dating and love the way that I once did, and as hard as I try to look at things the way that I once did, I can't. I can't. It's not. It won't work. And I'm kind of have this half and half way of seeing, love and women and relationships now, somewhat pessimistic. But I don't want to be a kind of guy that just goes around mad and bitter all the time. I really try not to be, because it's like, it's really, when you think about it, it's not even really a thing to necessarily be mad about. It's just a thing to be aware of and see for what it is. You waste so much energy walking around being mad. Even though some days I be thinking about certain things and I do get mad, because I'm like, well, so many things about this life are just really, really unfair, And sometimes I gotta just complain about it and vent about it, even if people think that complaining is a bad habit. I don't really care. We all need to complain, because it does help to release that tension in our heart, in my opinion. So, yes, a lot of times I do just need to complain about things that mentally bother me, just about things about life that just seem really unfair, that are completely out of your control, if that makes sense. And basically, making peace with those things. And that's basically what I've been doing a lot lately. I've been slowly just learning how to just see this life and this existence as truly as it is, and just saying, that's really how things are, and kind of almost in a way kind of dying to what I thought. Because here's the thing, when you really start to see things as they really are, there's a version of you that kind of almost dies, that was believing this other narrative of reality. You're almost kind of forced to die to the version of you that was seeing reality in a certain way. And I think that's one of the hardest parts of this whole spiritual journey. And I see so many people kind of getting stuck in this loop of they'll kind of wake up and then they'll kind of put themselves to sleep in like a new kind of like a new belief system, or some other BS story, some other belief system. But it's like it's doing the same thing all over again. I can't really explain this the way that I want to, but I really, truly waking up to reality. Most people can't do this. Most people, they'll kind of like retreat into like another kind of coping mechanism or ideology that gives them some kind of feeling of safety that makes them feel comfortable. Like truly just disconnecting from all beliefs, even spirituality, is a very, very, very difficult and even traumatizing thing to do. Most people can't do this, even spiritual people that claim to be enlightened, like they still attach themselves to some belief system. Like truly awake to me, truly awakening, it's literally like dropping everything. Dropping how you want things to be, dropping how you thought things were. It's very painful, because everything about the way that I was taught things worked in reality was, and if you do the right thing, if you're positive, everything is going to work out. You realize that you don't know any of that for a fact. You know, we're taught about law of attraction and stuff like that, but a lot of things in existence are actually just random. Yeah, some things are attracted to you, but a lot of shit is just random and by chance. A lot of shit just happens for no reason, good and bad, you know? And most people, they have a hard time truly seeing existence as it really is. They have to believe things like if they do what's right, that they deserve to get a good outcome. And the universe doesn't really care about that. Is there some level of attraction with your thoughts and your emotions? I do believe there is some truth in that, but it's not like it's guaranteed. And like for every good thing that happens, there's always bad things happening too. It's not like because you have good thoughts right now, you're going to only get good thoughts and good results from that moment forward. Like, no, like bad things or the opposite of good is going to happen too forever. So people don't realize this, you know? So I'm in this place right now where that's a big ass bird. I'm in this place right now where I'm truly, truly in this kind of, almost like this quantum state of just truly being aware of the chaos of existence. And I really feel like that's why I'm in this space right now, because you know, the quantum realm or the spiritual reality, whatever you want to call it, it has nothing to do with good or bad or right or wrong or positive or negative. It's about everything being both all at once. It's neither. You know, being a good man it's neither good or bad. You know, there's so many bad men that get so many of the things that men think they have to work for and earn effortlessly. You get what I'm saying? Like you can be a dog ass shitty nigga and get everything that man thought he had to work and earn without doing nowhere near as much to very little. This is a reality. This is what I'm talking about. You can do all the right things in life and still get none of what you deserve or get very little of what you deserve, and then watch some other guy that did damn near nothing and get everything you wanted and had hoped for. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is part of seeing reality as it is and dropping this illusion of if I just do the right things and just focus, I'm going to get all of my desires. It's like, yeah, it sounds good to believe that, and it sounds like it's right. But you live, and you can clearly see like that is not what happens for everybody. I see of examples of men that do the right things, in life, and they get shitted on horribly. They get done so wrong. So I am sorry, forgive. You can call me negative, but I can no longer, believe these things in a blind way. Like, I'm not trying make anybody feel hopeless, but for me it brings a level of peace knowing that it's not something that I did wrong. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. I think a lot of us as men really need to drop this weight off of us of needing to prove our value as men to deserve love or sex or a relationship. We are told so, harshly, like if you want to have a girlfriend or a wife or a family, you have to become like this big earner figure, but earner, this CEO or company or business owner to be worthy or deserving of that. And you see examples constantly of these dudes, street niggas on the street, don't have a job, don't have a car, that's basically out here just making babies like left and right, and they don't have none of these things. It's tons and tons of examples. These guys that just, maybe they're just attractive, they're tall, they have the genetics that these women want, But they don't have none of these qualities that women are telling other men that you have to earn them and to keep them. Women chase after dudes that treat them the worst. So this is another reason why I don't believe in all that stuff, because just look at who is getting all these women pregnant. Or it's some rich guy that just, fucks random women on a random basis and doesn't really care about any of them. They're just for a good time. And then he like tosses them back to the street. He doesn't care about them. He has the money to entertain them, and that's basically it. So, a lot of these things that were, I would say, my motivation and a lot of other men's motivation, it's just not what's motivating me anymore. And I'm trying to figure out, well, what is motivating me to, just move forward in a lot of these endeavors that I have. I'm trying to really find out like what matters to me to really, complete I do believe that I'm going to still complete it regardless. But, sometimes I just get really like low on, motivation and drive to do anything, and those are the times where I just like, I need something to like remind me of why I'm doing this, So I don't know, man. I don't really know what men should do when they find themselves in a world where, a lot of the things that drove them to become better men either no longer exist or are no longer relevant, I don't know I don't know what men should do. I don't know what should be, their driving force. Because most men now, they don't even want to get married. Most men now, it's just like, I'm fine. Just, what I'm saying? Like just getting a hooker or something. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad. That's really sad because it didn't used to be like that, And I don't know what could possibly be done to fix it or make it better, because from where I'm standing at, women have, no desire to go back to being women that actually respected men just for who they are. It's all transactional now. It's either all transactional or all superficial, Like I said, nothing is real. And it's like they're basically constantly claiming to be wanting a real man, and then they're literally rejecting anything that resembles anything real and gravitating strictly to what is superficial or just, strictly transactional. And it's like they don't see anything wrong with it. It's like, well, I deserve this. I deserve this. I deserve this. So I don't know. I'm at the point now where I would say at a point in my life where I can honestly say I do not believe in, I've said this before, and this is not even to like want sympathy. I literally can honestly say without a shadow of a doubt, I do not believe that love is a real thing. Even when people say stuff like, oh, God is love, it's like, what I thought love was what I thought happened between a man and a woman when they were in love. See, waking up out of that illusion is a very, very hard, very difficult thing. Because again, that was a lot of men's driving force in life to better themselves. And there's no shame in saying it. Like a lot of times people will try to shame a man and saying that his driving force for bettering himself was a woman or a relationship. I don't see anything bad about that, because we're told that we're supposed to do it for ourselves. But it's like, yeah, but Yeah, but I mean, think about it. Like, if I have what I need to live, and over time, level up in life without having to kind of do it all at one time, quicker, then what else do I, as one individual man, need? Why do I need to put all this effort in and do all this hard work if it's not for somebody else? You know, that's all I'm saying. But again, men are made to feel like it's a flaw if their driving force is a woman or kids or family. But literally, if you ask anybody else why they do what they do, they'll tell you it's for my kids, it's for my family. So, like, subconsciously, we know this is true. But if you're a single person that doesn't have anybody, if you're doing it and you don't want to do it because you don't really feel motivated, or there's no real driving force behind you going hard in your life, people will say that that's a flaw because you should be doing it for yourself. There's no real consequences if I don't go hard in life outside of I'll just have less money. There's no consequences. My kids won't go hungry. My kids don't risk not having a roof over their head. My kids don't risk having a lifestyle that's not comfortable. There's not really any consequences. So what the fuck do I care if I'm not rich? What does it matter if I don't have a mansion to live in or drive a sports car? You know what I'm saying? In other words, it doesn't really fucking matter. Like, that's my point. It doesn't matter. But y'all, I'm very, very passionate about these kind of topics because I know that there's a lot of men that are thinking a lot of these same things, and they're asking themselves, like, what now? Now what? And I think a lot of people are kind of in this space and they're asking themselves, what happens now? And I'm at this kind of crossroad, and I've been coming to crossroads a lot lately in my life. A lot of it's spiritually, a lot of it's mentally, deciding, like, what direction I want to take my life, and it's like, you have the influence of what society is saying that you're supposed to do as a man, and then you realize that most of the things that society is telling you is completely built on lies and illusion. Like, I would say about 90% of what I was doing in my life up until this recent point was built off of what society told me I was supposed to be doing as a man, or some subconscious religious programming. It was all coming from that space. But now that all of those illusions have kind of dissolved into nothingness, and I realized that it was all just simply not true. It was an illusion. That's all it was. Everything that I was believing, it was just simply something I was believing, something that we as men were believing. Nothing more. It was just like when I had this really intense psychedelic trip. That one life that I felt like I left behind was everything. And I realized that it was just an illusion, or in other words, it was just a dream within another dream. So in other words, everything that I believed about life was literally just some dream within another dream, aka the dream I'm also living in right now. And I woke up in that dream, and now I'm in this dream, and now there's a whole bunch of other shit that I'm probably believing too that's just a part of another layer of a dream that's probably not true as well. And I think really everything is ultimately an illusion. So it's all kind of just the same thing repeated. But you have to have some level of belief to hold this thing together. Because once all of the BS or the belief systems or the dreams that we all collectively share, if those should all fall apart, then this whole dimension in some way, shape, or form, in my opinion, would just completely disintegrate. Because everything that's holding physical reality together is basically a collective dream. That's basically how we are able to interact with each other, interface with each other. It's a load of, we are living in one big giant BS system, one big giant belief system or dream system or matrix. That's all this really is, all it's ever really been. And all it ever will be. It's bullshit. It is 100% bullshit. Relationships are bullshit. Love is bullshit. Marriage is bullshit. The belief of loyalty, that's bullshit. The belief of commitment, that's bullshit. It's all bullshit. And I know how pessimistic and grim this sounds. And, you might not want to listen to this because it doesn't make you feel good. It definitely does not make you feel good. But it's also, ironically, it's a level of freedom in it because you get to drop all of this weight that you have to earn something, that there's actually something you can do or that you're supposed to do to be enough to earn all these things you're trying to earn in life. The woman, the lifestyle, the American dream, the family, the kids, the sex, the beautiful women. Has nothing to do with earning or being deserving of anything. Has nothing to do with that. Just look around. Look around. The people that are doing the right things in life, they're not winning all the time. Do they win sometimes? Sure. But a lot of times people that are doing the wrong things are winning just as much as the people doing the right things. All you have to do is just look at the road around. All you have to do is pay attention. All you have to do is pay attention. It's so obvious. It's so easy. It's so easy to prove. I'm not saying to be a bad person. I'm not saying to just start crashing out because nothing matters. I'm not saying that nothing matters, but nothing kind of does really not matter. But I'm not saying to just be reckless and be a bad person because of that reality. I'm saying that just be aware. I'm saying when you're aware, you can move through life more freely and stop feeling so much like you have to prove something to get, man, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like when I just stop giving a fuck about a lot of stuff, I'm talking about believing that I have to work hard to earn something, believing that, I have to be a super disciplined person to get anything good out of life, believing that I have to do all the right things perfectly. When I just take that weight off of me and off my soul and my spirit, I feel like things just seem better, easier, lighter. We're taught constantly in this life that we have to just be disciplined and, do so much. We have to struggle to get to some point of that way, that's how we earn things. We have to earn everything. And I'm just like, everybody is not earning things. It's like, that is not what's going on here. And I'm sorry, but a lot of people definitely have advantages that other people don't have. Whether it's just looks or family that, know things, or just people definitely have advantages. Not everybody, but a lot of people do. and they're acting like they don't. When you take this weight off of yourself, life is, in my opinion, it's still bullshit, but it's simply easier to deal with the bullshit. You know? Yeah, man. It's both tragic and it's, you know, kind of in a way, in a really fucked up kind of way, a beautiful tragedy. What existence is, because it's like, again, what makes it so tragic is you really were deeply, you know, in this dream and really believing these stories that you were told. And even like when I think back to when I was, before I left my religion, like I truly believed that what I was being told, like that was the truth. But like now it just seems so insane to me that I even believe those things. You know, it's like that. Like me thinking back on what I used to believe as a Jehovah's Witness, to me just seems insane. It seems insane that I used to believe that there's a group of men in New York that believe that they're getting all of this information from God, and this one organization or religion, out of all the religions in the world, they just happen to have the one channel from God that's feeding the one true religion on earth. And out of everybody else, they've got the answers, they've got the truth, they're talking to the one true God. Nobody else is. Only these people, only these guys. I mean, it just seems nuts to me that I used to believe that, but I really used to believe that. And my family still does. And I don't hate them for it. I don't want to like make them feel, because that is very much still a reality for them. Like that is very much something that they live their life by, you know, and I don't want to be someone that, you know, does or anything to take that away from them, because that's all they have. That's all they're holding on to. If they don't have that, then what do they have? That's what they're holding on to get through life. All some people have is their religion. Hell, look at what happened to me. I'm barely holding on, and I don't really have anything else to hold on to, because I don't believe in that religion no more. I don't believe in what society told me. I don't even really believe in spirituality like that anymore. So what do I have? You have to have something. A lot of the things that I used to believe about spirituality, I'm starting to come to the realization that a lot of that is BS too. There's some truth in it, but a lot of it is just, it's kind of like religion. And don't get me wrong, y'all, there is truth in these things. There are truths in religion, and there's a certain level of truth in spirituality, but truth and religion in general, they are not the truth. You will find some truth in them, but it's mixed in with man's bullshit. It's mixed in with man's ego and man's, you know, desire to profit from money, and, you know, in some way. A lot of people are just trying to sell you something, and they use religion and spirituality to do it. I understand everyone's trying to survive, but a lot of these things, they are very much monetarily driven. Even people on YouTube that have, you know, spiritual channels and stuff like that, they all want you to, you know, join their club or their class, or, you know, they want you to, you know, book some type of, you know, spiritual counsel session, and, you know, book my course, you know, I can heal you, and, I can, and it's just like, yeah, okay, I'm not knocking it, but it's just like, I get so tired of feeling like everybody's trying to sell you something. Like God, whatever God is, he doesn't need money. I can help you open up your chakra if you just give me $200 for an hour session. I'm pretty sure that my life problems aren't going to be solved in an hour. Everything is just, it's like the veil for me has completely fallen, and it's very, very hard for me to find meaning in anything these days. And God knows I am searching, and I'm trying to, find. This is why I do, like, this is one of the reasons why I do my clothing brand, is because I'm trying to find the meaning to something. I'm trying to make this whole life thing make sense. I'm trying to make the effort that I'm putting into my life make sense. I'm trying to make this mean something. I'm like, okay, this, what I'm saying? Like, it's a very, very bad place to be in when the veil of, and the illusion of society and reality and what you thought was true is fully torn apart, and you see existence as it truly is. If you don't have something in your life that you're doing, or that's kind of making you feel at least content, I'm going to tell you right now, it's a very dangerous place to be in, mentally and spiritually. If you just kind of you're like, man, this whole thing is a joke. This whole thing is a joke, because everything, people, places, everything just starts to kind of just lose its meaning. Like the illusion of purpose, the illusion of meaning, the illusion of anything. It's just very plain in there. It's just plainly visible and obvious that there's no meaning to any of this. There's no point to any of this. It's the same feeling I had when I was in a very, very, I'll say, altered state, when I had a very intense psychedelic experience. And I literally said at some point, I was like, I forget what I saw, but I saw reality. And I saw what reality really was. I saw how reality really worked. And whatever I saw, I was like, there's literally no meaning to any of this. Like, none of this is real. This is literally meaningless and pointless. But then again, I realized that it wasn't. So I saw the truth, but I also saw the opposite of the truth, or the opposite of what I saw the opposite. Okay, I saw both the meaning and the meaninglessness of reality at the same time. So in other words, I saw the miracle, and I saw the illusion of existence in reality at the same time. So I saw literally the dualistic nature of existence, how everything is literally an illusion, and how that simultaneously, how we get to experience this is also in so many ways a miracle. How we can be here in this physical existence in what we call space and time, or the illusion of space and time. I saw how pointless and insignificant everything is, while simultaneously recognizing how beautiful and how much of a miracle it is that anything exists. So it depends on how you look at it. You could say this is pointless, this is retarded, this is dumb, there's no point. And you can also say it's a miracle that I exist having this conversation about anything. Because I, along with everyone else, could have easily, just as easily, not existed. And there could have easily just been infinite nothingness. In a white void, in a black void, in the abyss, in the void. So, I don't ever want to keep leaving these videos or these lives in a low state of being. What I have had to do and what I am having to do for me, for where I'm at in my journey, is to keep finding ways to, make life feel exciting and new. That has a lot to do with while I'm getting into motorcycle stunt riding and even getting a new motorcycle and hopefully getting into track riding. That has a lot to do. I'm not just doing these things to be cool. I'm doing these things because I am at the end of my rope with reality, in the sense of I don't know why to keep doing this. So I have to find ways to make my life feel exciting and to make my life feel like it's a point to any of this, which means doing things. I literally have to do things that make me feel excited to wake up in the morning. Otherwise, it's like, what's the point? I have to start getting out more and going new places, or else it's literally like, for me, like, what's the point? Why would I keep doing this? I feel like it's kind of almost like I feel like I've already seen and done everything, even though I haven't. I kind of feel like I've seen the beginning and the end. It's a really hard thing to describe. I feel like I've already literally experienced everything. And I've heard other people say this. Like, there's some part of me or some part of your being that has experienced every reality, even though it's not directly. And I feel like that's kind of like why I'm kind of feeling like nothing really seems to make me feel like I don't really find or see meaning in anything. Maybe if I had some, I don't know if it's just a lack of romance in my life right now. I don't know, but I don't know. I know I'm not the only one feeling like this, but the answer of just be happy alone, I don't really feel like that's necessarily helps, because to be honest, I spend lots of time by myself. I mean, I live by myself. I'm alone in myself in settings like this where I just sit here when I'm not making videos. So I have plenty of alone time. I don't think most men need more alone time. I don't think most people need more alone time. I think most people today are pretty isolated already. I think most people of an adult age, they actually need more romance in their life. But for whatever reason, most people, they're being told that, you need to be by yourself more and focus on getting more money. Everybody's trying to just strictly focus on getting more money. I think that's part of the problem. I think people are actually naturally more motivated to make more money when they actually have people in their life or children that they want to make more money for. But when you're just a single man, you don't have any love or romance in your life. You don't really feel like, it's just like, for what? I don't got no family. I don't got no girlfriend. What do I need to? Well, you got to do it for yourself, man. But it's just like, yeah, but if people are shitty and love is a lie and relationships are bullshit and women suck and lie and cheat, where's the motivation to go out and do all these things for a woman when women, if women suck this much now and relationships suck this much now, why would I want to do all this hard work just to get used by a shitty relationship or a shitty woman? get cheated on, get locked. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now the difference is when a man has a good woman, he's like, yeah, like I'm ready to work. I'm ready to, go the extra mile. Like I'm ready to work 7 days a week for like, a whole 6 and 7 months. I'm ready to, start this business. I'm motivated because I want my woman to have a good life. I want my kids to have a good life. Like that's my drive right there. But men, they don't have that drive because like they don't feel like good women exist anymore. They don't even feel like women even want to be committed to one man, and they don't. They don't. So again, like, what is the motivation? Oh, well, this should be you. You should be doing it for you. Yeah, you can say that, but do you really feel that way? Are you really motivated by just taking care of yourself? It sounds good to say that, but is that really what's driving you? Well, I want to have a good life. I want to have lots of money. What's money if you don't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, it's an ego thing. It's nice to say, oh, I have all this money, but it's like, do you really care? It's like this. Like, do guys get like really expensive, fancy cars just because they want them, or do they get them because they want to attract a really pretty chick? 80 to 90% of men will tell you that they literally get nice, fancy cars to help them attract a woman. Otherwise, they would just get a regular car that's cheaper. Now, look, now, granted, some men do like fast cars because it's fun and it's a rush. But a lot of it is just they know that women are attracted to fancy sports cars. Again, 80 to 90% of men that invest in fancy cars, it's definitely a flex to get women. 100%. And there's nothing wrong with that. But anyway, I think that I'm going to end this video here. I think I've said what I need to say, at least for now. And I might upload a new live later on today. Yeah, man, I'm just searching, man. And the thing is, I don't even care if my videos sound lame or like I'm complaining. It's just like there is nothing anybody can do or say to shame me at this point. It's really not, bro. I am shameless. I'm shameless. I really don't care. Once you have gone down the so-called rabbit hole to such an extent to where, there's no turning back, it's just like, whatever, bro. Think what you want to say about me, laugh at me, judge me, insult me. It's just, none of it matters to me anymore. It really doesn't, bro. Bro, sis, whoever watches these damn videos. There's nothing that any person can say that will be like, I mean, it used to bother me. It used to bother me when women would think certain things about me. And, sometimes I've been called, oh, you ugly, or you this, you're that. It's like, now I'm just like, what the fuck does it even matter? Like, what the fuck does it even matter, bro? It doesn't matter. Like, nothing actually matters. So on that note, I'm going to end this video. Y'all take it easy.